producing the word or any kind of activity around journalism, do think about joining the NUJ. As a union, we are the body that represents journalists and other media workers, broadcast journalists, online journalists, people working around content and everything about that. We are the representative trade union, and the NUJ was formed in 1907, so we've got a long record, a long tradition. It's almost 40,000 members of the NUJ, and it's interesting because this is certainly the case in our branch. The NUJ is really still structured around a very traditional idea of journalism, which is really like Fleet Street, print media, broadcasting, etc. But actually at our last branch meeting, the majority of members there are freelance photographers. So it's really changing the composition of membership, and freelancers in particular are the fastest growing part of the union. But the issues that led to the formation of the NUJ is still very relevant today, is to do, first and foremost as a union, like any union, with representing the interests of workers in that industry. That's the first thing. There's a lot of other interesting aspects to it, and I think I just want to say a few words about how that relates to what the Word's doing, which is, I think personally, absolutely brilliant, and I think from a trade union point of view, what the Word's doing is really, really important. Because journalists often get a lot of grief and flack, and sometimes correctly so, for the nature of the work that they do. And much of this is to do with the nature of the organisations that they work for. And this has already been mentioned this morning, earlier on today, it's very important. And I realise I'm probably preaching to the choir a bit about this. But issues to do with media ownership are absolutely critical. And why it's important that the Word is successful and productive and carries out its important work is because it's basically going against the trend of most media. This has probably already been cited, but 3 companies own 70% of national press, national print journalism and online journalism in the UK. And that's NUJ UK, which is Rupert Murdoch, which is the Daily Mail and General Trust Group, which is ultimately owned by the Harmsworth family, Rothermere's, and then there's Trinity Mirror. And when people talk about the mainstream media, actually what they're talking about is something that's utterly not mainstream. There's a fascinating book by a man called Donica McCarthy called The Prostitute State, and it deals with issues to do with lobbying and the buying of interest in politics, etc. And the media is central to what he's talking about. And he says that the idea of mainstream media is preposterous. Mainstream media is basically a handful of these 5 men at its core who are extremist right-wing billionaires, 2 of whom live on a private island in the English Channel, very, very secretive. There's nothing mainstream about their interests and worldview. There's nothing mainstream about the politics and the culture that they pump out through their platforms, through what we call mainstream press. So having this real, honest, truthful, proper platform like the Word is a very, very important counterpoint to all of that. So it's critical that this work is successful. In local media, I think 5 companies own 80% of local media titles. And we're here in Oldham, which until a couple of years ago had a daily newspaper, the Oldham Chronicle, which then went online and does like 1 print edition every blue moon. And I think around Manchester, the closure of the local newspapers. The Manchester Evening News itself, now part of the Trinity Mirror Group, much of it is syndicated across the country, and actually Manchester Evening News isn't even based in Manchester anymore because its office is in Cheltenham in Oldham. It's the paucity of real local reporting, not to mention national coverage, is a massively critical issue. And again, the NUJ has got a lot of very good positions on this. It supports local media, hyper-local media, it supports independent media, and that's why, as I mentioned at the beginning, we're very pleased and proud to be working with the Word. Anywhere in the country where you're working in and around the Word, your local NUJ branch should be a supporter, an advocate and a backer, and it should be where you make a very, very powerful connection, not to mention trades councils and all the other unions that really ought to have a vested interest in this enterprise being successful. Second important point about why the work you're doing is important, and all of us as radically minded socialists, conscious people, etc., however we describe ourselves, is because the media landscape is not only dominated by these highly politicised right-wing organisations. The situation, I think, is even worse than that. And this is something that's really come to the fore in the last few years, and particularly came to the fore in the election of December 2019. That's the extent to which the state and what you might well call deep state and intelligence agency and all the other apparatus that sits behind the scenes is involved in the media. Fascinating subject matter such as the Integrity Initiative, the Institute for Statecraft, all these sorts of things. The media at a certain level is infiltrated by some very, very dodgy enterprises politically and economically, and we must really, really be clear about this because we are up against a very, very powerful set of interests. And I think over the next 5 years, assuming that this present government is in power until the next statutory election, the turn rightwards and the authoritarianism that we're going to see coming from the state and its organs is going to become more intensified. And we've got a massive job to do, not just through media, but through political organisation, through trade union work, through community activism. And the only way we'll build up a proper mass response to that is by developing our own institutions, our own organisations, with our own media that can compete with and finally triumph over through having its honest voice all these powerful vested interests. Because there's not insuperable barriers, but we have got a big task on our hands. We should not underestimate the tenacity of the opposition. And as mentioned, these things really come to the fore in the election. And the media played a critical role in the way in which the election campaign was conducted. And that includes the big organs of the state, like the BBC, etc., the big newspapers, local media, etc. And anybody who doubted the influence that this sort of media has, well, only had to go on the doorstep to hear things coming back at you from people with objections like Corbyn about Labour, which were straight quotes from the Express, from the Mail, from the Sun, from the Telegraph, from the Guardian, from everywhere else. There's still a tremendous amount of cultural power, and only by developing our own cultural power and taking it out and getting people interested and giving them something useful and interesting to read apart from anything else, apart from the infotainment and trivia, the tittle-tattle that passes for much of what goes on in the media, let alone the distorted political message. Only by doing that, in the way that we're doing here, and getting that out into the streets, into the communities, into the workplaces, and getting people reading, what I think is absolutely brilliant, a popular tabloid-style newspaper filled with decent stuff that people want to read, with sport, with culture, with music, with politics, with news and everything else. That's the only way we're ever going to achieve anything, because they've got it pretty much sewn up, but they're not invulnerable. And I think the ruling class, the state, the apparatus, however you describe it, does fear, in the long run, and that's why I was frightened at the last election, apart from anything else, it fears that kind of voice becoming common and currents developing amongst the masses, amongst the people, and with the access that we've now got to communications, technology, to printing presses, to the internet, to social media and everything else, we can get our voice heard. I think this, what's happening here today, will be happening across the country through the word and all its allies and supporters. We can build something profound, and the NUJ and other trade unions will play a big part in that. But ultimately, it's about people, isn't it? It's about all of us, all of you, about readers, about people getting involved, about supporters, about backers and about funders. But it's a tremendous enterprise. The NUJ locally is delighted to support and will continue to support all the brilliant work that the Word is doing.